Hello everyone, today I'm excited to share with you an overview for project titled Competitive Analysis of Leading Travel Aggregators. In this video, I will walk you through the journey of this project, covering the ideation phase, project design phases, and proposed solution. These are my team members. I am Vivian Joseph A. Along my other team members are Aloysia, Shyam Sundar, and Ritheka. So let's get started. So the first phase was ideation phase. In ideation phase, our goal was to brainstorm ideas and define our problem statement we wanted to solve. We conducted brainstorming sessions to generate innovative ideas to enhance the performance and user experience of these leading travel aggregator websites. So let me show the brainstorming template. So this is a template which we use. We define the problem statement which we wanted to solve. My team came up with different solutions to this problem statement. We group these ideas based on similarities like seasonal trends, customer behavior, travel aggregator feature, cost, customer reward programs, external factors. These are different groups that we formed, and finally we plotted them on an importance versus feasibility graph. Like as you can see here, these are the most important as well as most feasible idea, and these are the least important and least feasible idea. Let me show you the problem statement template which we defined. The problem statement template is we used was actually like to understand the user scenario. Let me walk you through one sample. The problem statement here is that travel aggregator website don't always provide accurate and up-to-date information about traveling services, leading to confusion and frustration for customer. So how it will actually be as a user scenario is, I am a frequent traveler. I am trying to book the right travel and services at the best possible time and with the least amount of work, but I'm often confused by different offers on the website. Because of the vast amount of information available, it's hard to know which services that fit best for my requirements, which makes me feel frustrated and worried because I might make the wrong choice because there might be some other choice which available which is cheaper than the service that I have taken. We also drew an empathy map which helped us gain insights into the motivation, pain points, and the preferences of our user. These inputs helped us shape our project's directions. So over here are 6 different phases in the single empathy map. Like, who are we empathizing with? What do they hear? What do they do? What do they say? What do they see? And finally, what do they do? So place over center is what do they think and feel, or aka the pains and gains of the user. Some of the pains will be like fear of being scammed by travel companies, concerns about the safety of travel destination, and some of the gains might be like saving money on travel deals, having a stress-free and enjoyable travel experience. So this is all about ideation phase. Moving on to project design phase 1. In project design phase 1, we focused on developing a solution architecture that would address the identified problem challenges. The solution architecture goes like this. So the goal is to help the user to make informed decision about the trip or travel bookings based on data analytics. First, we have to define the problem statement. The problem statement here is that there are too many options and discounts available on a website, leading to a state of confusion and difficulty in making a decision on the best offer. For this, we first have to access the database. The database used here is IBM DB2, which is connected lively to IBM Cognos Analytics, where the data set has been uploaded. And from there, we have to prepare the data by cleaning, that is, removing unwanted data and ignoring all the null values. After that, we have to visualize the data. We first compare various parameters of the data set, like from city to city, from country to country, booking time, INR amount, distance in kilometers, search time, total number of days. And then using these parameters, we have to create a dashboard, infer these results into the story and report, which will be created after the dashboard. and deploy the UI in a web using Flask and then upload it in IBM Cloud. This is an proposed solution template. The solution architecture which we drew as a diagram is explained in a template manner. So as you can see, the prompt statement is defined over here, below which the ideation and solution, as I explained earlier, is given over here. Some solution that we came up with were predictive analytics, customer segmentation, sentiment analysis, performance measurement, real-time analysis, and so on. Here also in the third part, we explained about the novelty and uniqueness of our idea, the social impact, that is the customer satisfaction our website might give, and then the revenue model which is used. After that, we explain about the scalability of the solution, like we use a well-designed architecture along with asynchronous processing. We use IBM DB2, which is designed for scalability. We also leverage some auto scaling capabilities provided by cloud platforms like IBM Cloud. So this is all about project design phase 1. Moving on to project design phase 2, there are like three parts in project design phase 2, which are DFT and user stories, solution requirements, and finally technological stack. Let's start with DFT and user stories. We created a detailed user story using the data flow diagram technique. These stories are represented as interactions and flows of data between different systems, component, and user actions, providing a clear understanding of the system's functionalities. This is a DFT level 2 diagram which explains about our application flow. So a sample, these are different sample user stories that we have come up with as a team. So an example would be like, I'm a traveler. As a traveler, I want to search for flight, hotels, and rental cars in a single platform. So so that I can compare the price and book my entire trip easily. So that's all about user stories and DFT diagrams. Solution requirement. In this, we identified and documented the specified solution requirements to meet the desired goal. These solution requirements included performance targets, security measures, scalability considerations, and user interface design guidelines. So this is basically defined in, I mean, separated into two parts, which is functional requirement and non-functional requirement. The functional requirement includes three functional requirements, which are search and comparison, booking and reservation, review and ratings. So why search and comparison? Because the platform should allow user for to search for travel related products and services and compare the prices and view available options to them from multiple travel aggregator providers. Booking and reservation, because booking and reservation should be available because users should be able to book hotel and vacation rentals directly through the platform. Reviews and ratings, this is a functional requirement because users should be able to provide reviews and ratings for the travel products and services they have used and view the reviews of other users. Non-functional requirements, so here are six non-functional requirements which are basic ones, like scalability, security, reliability, performance, and availability, along with usability. The platform should provide a user-friendly interface with intuitive navigation and a seamless booking experience for attracting this is a non-functional requirement because this requirement actually attracts the users towards the website. The website should be secure, meaning that strong security measures should be implemented to protect the user data along with their personal traveling related information along with their payment details. The scalability of application is explained over in the NFR6. The platform should be able to handle large volume of user searches, bookings, and transaction while maintaining fast times and high availability. It should provide it should be able to scale up or down to meet the user's changing needs. This is about the solution requirements of in the project design phase 2. So moving on to technological stack. To build our solution, we carefully selected our technological stack to that aligned with our project's requirement. This included various programming languages, frameworks, libraries, databases, and cloud infrastructure to ensure a robust and scalable solution. So the user access the information through the web UI, which is built using Flask along with HTML and CSS, which is directly connected to IBM Cognos Analytics, which contains the data set and provides us visualizations like dashboard, report, and stories, which will be giving the user the insights into the various choices they would like to make. So as I said, this data set is provided from IBM DB2 and showcased on IBM Cognos Analytics, which will be reflected on our web UI. So these personalized information for the user on the front end based on analytics, as I said, will be on the application UI. This is our technical architecture. Below it are some of the component description and technology, like cloud computing. Why cloud computing? Because cloud computing platforms provide scalable and effective infrastructure for storing and processing and analyzing large volumes of data. As we mentioned in the earlier phases, predictive analysis, like we should be able to give the users insight based on previous search or previous bookings of user. So yeah, that's what's said over in the description. Techniques for forecasting future performance based on historical data. We also use IBM DB2 and cloud database for this. The machine learning model which we have used. Yeah, so over here is analytics dashboard. This dashboard is was created using Cognos Analytics. A dashboard solution provides real-time data on customer interaction and transactions to identify the strength and weakness in sales marketing strategies. By tracking customer acquisition, retention, revenue, feedback, and sentiment, business can optimize their efforts, improve their satisfaction, and drive growth. So we also use the open source framework. The reason being, it's freely available and open for anyone to use and modify as well as distribute. We have an scalable architecture, so that's a user friendly interface. And predictive analysis is repeated over here again. So let's move on to the next phase. So this is all about the two main phases of our project. The next one is final deliverables. Let me show you an working model. So let me run it. This is like my project project folder structure. So which is like the basic Flask folder structure. There's nothing new here. The templates folder contains the HTML along with some embedded templates, and the static folder contains of images, JavaScript, and the CSS style sheets that are being used. So let's move on to the application. So this is our website. We named our website as Explore Savvy Analysis of Travel Aggregators. This is how our website looks. So this is our about section of our website. So let me just read it out. Welcome to Explore Savvy, your simple and reliable travel companion. Discover and compare and book your dream adventure effortlessly. From stunning destination to budget-friendly accommodation, we have got you covered. Trust our transparent approach and accurate recommendations for a stress-free journey. Explore the world with confidence and create unforgettable memories. Join us and start your next adventure with Explore Savvy. So what are about basically the explains is that as we stated in our design phases and ideation phases, that it's difficult for the user to make a business decision because he might not know the best choices to make for a particular travel, which can be cleared by our dashboard and story reports which you have generated. So as it's loading, let me just, okay, why is this not loading? I have actually logged in over here. I don't know why is this not loading. So finally it has been loaded. So this is the dashboard which you have designed. As you can see, there are like 8 different views over here in the dashboard. The first one is total amount generated, total number of passengers, total distance traveled by the passengers, the service name like Go EBU, Yatra MMT, IN Indian rupees amount generated by a day. You can see the visualizations clearly explain. Also the city by number of passengers. Relation, here is a tabular data format for explaining the relation between number of days and number of days, booking time and amount generated. Rupees, here is a visualization line graph which explains the rupees by number of passengers correlation. So you can, for example, like click over here and see on a particular day, for example, which is 2018 12th month, day 1. You can see over here the analytics report generated on that day. There was been 22.2k Indian rupees generated that day. Number of passengers one. The distance traveled was 6.08k kilometer. The service was Yatra. Service name is Yatra. So that's all about dashboard. Moving on to the story. So let's start with the story. These are my team members' name. Let's move to the next scene. The first story is the revenue by day. This is a line graph explaining the revenue by day. Across all days, the sum of final amount is over 9.9 million. Based on the current forecasting, Indian rupees may reach over, current forecasting along with the INR amount may reach over 248,000 by day 38. INR amount ranges from almost 128,000 when day is 19 to 595,000 when day is 11. The passenger by month correlation, it is projected that 15 comma 1 will exceed 2 in number of passengers by 11. For number of passengers, the most significant values of month are 1, 12, 2 and 9, whose respective number of passengers values add up to 22 or 61.1% to the total. Number of passengers is most unusual in 12, 2, 1 and 5. That is month 12, 2 and 1 comma 5. Okay. So there's a line graph explaining those visualizations for passenger by month. So moving on to the next story, here is number of passengers by device type. Desktop has the highest total number of passengers due to Frankfurt am main to city. Number of passengers is most unusual when device type uses desktop and tablet. Overall values of device type used to sum of number of passengers is 423. So that's all that story. We have actually three neat stories explaining our data correlations in the dataset. And finally, here is the report. We have generated two report, a map and a bubble chart. So the bubble chart explain the passenger and review analysis based on the day of the week. Like you can see the number of passengers and the amount generated over here in this plot. And the passenger travel to countries and their revenue is plotted on this map chart. As you can see, the here like the Germany, Latvia, Nigeria, Nepal, etc. So this global chart actually shows the correlation between the passengers travel to countries and their revenue generated. And finally, this is a contact form for our web page. This web page has an easy UI for easy user navigation. So let me just move on and show different visualizations in the IBM Cognos Analytics. So we have generated around 11 interpretation graphs. The first one is number of passengers by day. Wait a second. Sorry, I've actually come to the wrong one. So we have around 11 visualizations for explaining our dataset. We have used bookings.csv and session.csv to explore the leading travel aggregator websites. The first one is the total amount of distance travel. The second one is a comparison chart between the number of passengers and Indian rupees generated. The third one is a line chart explaining the number of passengers by day, which is again colored by the day. And fourth one is an area under graph, which is plotted using the in INR amount generated per day and has been colorized based on the from city of the passengers. The fourth visualization is a line chart explaining the correlation between number of passengers sum by year. As you can see, there are like fine details of these line charts that's been shown over the right side. The fifth chart is the bar chart explaining number of passengers by year, which has been colored using the city. The seventh and eighth chart are map charts for comparison. The seventh chart explains about the two country and two city, along with the number of passengers for two country regions. It has a local extrusion height based of number of passengers. That's why, along with colors are based off two country and two city. That's why we have these beautiful colors shown as over here. The second one is two city and number of passengers for two city regions. This is again colored by two city and has a local extrusion height of by number of passengers. The seventh visualization again is an map chart which explains about the country and number of passengers from each country. That is chart A, and chart B from city and number of passengers from these city regions. Basically explains about the country from which they have started their travel and the city regions which they have started travel. This again, this chart A is colorized by from country and chart B is colorized by from city. But both of these has a local extrusion height based of number of passengers. So that's all it's about visualization number 8. So moving on to visualization number 9, we have a basic table visualization which is based off the day of week and the INR amount generated. Move into the next visualization. So this is also again a multiple line chart which is based off day of week along with INR amount generated and is colorized based on from city. That's why we get these different visuals. The final one is the one which we used in the reports also. So this is the number of passengers by device type used. There are going to be different type of devices used like tablet, mobile web, Android, iOS, desktop. From this interpretation, you can see that desktop has the most number of users. So that's all there is about visualizations for my project. So let me quickly show the dashboard story and report as well. This main dashboard, it has like 8 visuals added to it, including the total rupees, total number of passengers, total distance traveled. Here the service name has been shown. Like I can click on to any of this service and this dashboard will be automatically changed according to this service. As you can see, I clicked on MMT as a service name and the dashboard has been automatically updated. These features come in handy when passengers try to access the website for getting clear visuals about the offer or insights which they need to access, which will help them make informed decisions on the data analytics which you have done. So let me just quickly show the story and report as well. As I have explained the story in the web page as well. So let me quickly go through this once again. We have like 3 story visuals. The first one is revenue by day, the second one is passengers by month, and the third one is the number of passengers by device type. That's all there is about story. And finally the report. So we have basically two types of report generated over here. The first one is the passenger revenue analysis based on the day of week, which is being plotted on a bubble chart, and the second one is a global map chart which is plotted based off the passengers traveled to countries and their revenue generated. So that is all that is about the report. Okay, thank you.